Hey guys, wasn't planning on making this little clip here, but Ksenia is holding the camera and she's like, make a video of this. We're just standing in here, hanging out. We're comparing these machines. We're lucky enough that we have a few different side-by-sides in here. She's standing next to a brand new 2024 RZR XP 1000. I mean, this is arguably supposed to be the model that all the other machines aspire to be, right? Or this is the gold standard, let's call it, what we gauge quality on. So I don't want to kick a dead horse, but like I've talked about the door seals a lot, but what I need you to do is I need you to think beyond the door seal and think about the mentality of the fit and finish, the brand, the end user, everything in between. It's not just the door seal. Think of all the steps that were taken to approve this door seal and this door seal design before it went into production, as well as the design of the rest of the machine that was supposedly built to work together in synchrony. And that means this door seal is engineered to work with whatever it's supposed to seal up against, right? There's the logic. So first of all, when you look at this door seal, it's just hanging off here. This is a driver's side door, low mileage unit, under 1,000 miles. It was never fitted properly from the factory. That's a fact. You'll see it in my walk around video. I mentioned it when I first got the machine. But you know what? I just let it sit because I wanted a proper representation of what this machine would be after we used it. So here it is. This looks like the exact same type of weather stripping you'll find on most poly windshields in the side-by-side niche. This is the part that will bottom up against the dash usually, or the hood. It'll be the bottom of the windshield, and then this will press fit on and you can squish it. It's got like a corrugated kind of metal in there, and it bends and kind of maintains shape. It keeps it staying on there. See, it's falling off. So I can shove this in there. It fits semi-decent when you position it in there, but you saw it also fell out. Keeping that in mind, let's look in here. Look at that light gap. You see that? That's the door seal. I'm pushing the door now from outside and I'm pushing it hard and I can't get it to seal. Nothing you do, no adjustments are gonna make that seal up as proper as it should. I'm moving it right now. I'm pushing it down, but it's gonna migrate back to that. Near the back of the machine over here, you can see it is sealed up decent, but as you go down there, you see the light gap and you see the flutter in that. And you know, you could argue that if you, maybe adjust that seal and make it perfect, then maybe it'll seal for a ride or two. And there, the seal ends at this height. And then up here, there's a big hole. See where the seal ends there? It only goes about 1/3 up the door. Not that I mean, we know it's not sealing well, but I mean, it's not sealing at all beyond this point here. And all up here is just open. If the water goes in there, it's just pouring inside the cabin. Take a look at the visual appeal of the seal protruding outside of the door here. See that? It's dirty, it's hard to clean that rubber, and it just protrudes outside the door. Out here, it's not visually appealing. It doesn't look well thought out. It looks like an afterthought to me. And look here. You can see where the seals ride. It's not an optimal sealing surface. It's just flat. It's not really, here is a little better, but the seal rides down here, not in the groove really. It just, and you look at the seal here as well, the way it looks. That's not a piece that they developed or engineered for this machine. At the assembly plant, they have a 2,000-foot roll of this crap, and they just cut it to size. That's what it is. It's the same stuff they're using for like a windshield. You can tell just by looking at it. Okay, so we've got a 2024 Zforce 950 Sport, 4-seater in this case, sitting right next to this machine. Same model year, same kind of area of the market, much lower price point. And now let's look at the door seals and the fit and finish. First of all, really nice exterior door handles on here. Nice full doors. Oh boy, look at those seals. You can see now just by looking at the contour on the top here, nice and closed. Nice seal material. It feels much better, much softer. A lot more, you know, kind of movement in there than the seals on the Polaris RZR. You can tell each one of these seals has been manufactured specifically for this door, for this machine. These do not come off of a 2,000-foot roll of generic lowest bidder kind of sealing material. There's a lot of attention to detail. Pay attention here in this seal. we've got holes in the seal, probably to let water and stuff out. There's holes in the bottom of the door to prevent water from sitting. Look at how nicely that seal fits on there, rides up all the way to the top of the door. Not to here, to the top. Look at the ceiling surface here. It's all flat, it's all enclosed there, all the way up here. So from up here, the top of the door, all the way to up here, the top of the door, the top of the dash, that is sealed. And let's check it out. Okay, first of all, listen to this. We got one stage latch, and that door is closed, and it's pretty much sealed up. But latch it again, that whole seal butts up again around the whole door. So on the four-seater you can see, look at that seal, look at it butt up against that body panel. It is completely sealed. There's no light gapping at all anywhere around that door. It looks better, it will weather better, it's just a higher quality, better thought out seal. These seals were engineered into this vehicle. They are not an afterthought.
Now guys, keep in mind, I know this video is just a very basic representation of one isolated issue. But as I mentioned, it's not about that, it's about the approach. Polaris is arguably a brand that has revolutionized the sport side-by-side market and helped create what it is today with the Polaris RZR XP platform. The RZR XP 900 back in 2011 really revolutionized things. And back then it was so far ahead of the competition. But as the years have gone by, that gap continues to shrink, whether it's Can-Am, CFMOTO, Yamaha, Kawasaki, or any of the other big brands like Honda and anyone else I've forgotten to mention. And the mentality is this: if they're screwing up or if they're letting these small things slide, what else are they letting slide that we can't see? Where else are there shortcuts being taken? Are there shortcuts being taken internally in the engines and the wiring and all that other stuff? You know, if they're cutting pennies to save on stuff like door seals, where are they cutting dollars? That's my question. I am a Polaris fan. Right now I've got 3 RZRs. We got the little RZR 200, my daughter's first side-by-side. I got my battle wagon, the 2017 RZR XP Turbo that I've had since new, and I love it, and I plan on keeping it, and it's my favorite machine, and every time I'm in it, I have a smile on my face. We've got the 2024 RZR XP 1000 that we're getting ready to get rid of, but have had a lot of fun in, and it's a really, really good working machine. And if you watch my walk around video and my long-term review of that machine, I'm very happy with it. But I am starting to see areas where they're just giving up, or they're just saying it's good enough. That's not how they got to the #1 spot, and you're starting to see that market share droop and fall off and drop and decrease, and it's upsetting. As a Polaris fan myself, I'd expect those doors to seal up. I'd expect them not to be flimsy. I'd expect them to look better. I'd expect some more engineering and attention to detail. How can a company like CFMOTO be competing with them? You know, a lot of you guys will just write CFMOTO off, and a lot of you guys give me flack for even having a CFMOTO in my stable. I've got 2 of them, and it's the 3rd one. So I've had 3 in total. I had a 2022 Zforce 950 HOEX, you know, the ugly one, that served me really well. Then I have the 2024 4-seater, the 950 Sport 4, as you see in the video here, that I believe really is a good unit. We've had it out on a few rides this season, and so far it's worked really well. It's not struggling compared to the other machines. And we've got the little 110 Youth ATV for my daughter, and she's been having a lot of fun on it too. There's been no serious issues with it. So, you know, when you factor in price point and what you're getting for it, you know, leave the brand bias at the door and just call it like it is. You know, those door seals, for example, as we're using as an example over and over again, are unacceptable. How can they build such an amazing machine that performs so well with good suspension, good power, overall good characteristics for what it's intended to do, and then drop the ball on those little things? How much more would it really have cost them to engineer a proper door seal? You know, Not much, in my opinion. Anyone that's mechanically competent knows that, you know, doing something like that, if you can do the rest of the package, isn't a big deal. So when I see a company like CFMOTO blow them out of the water with fit and finish in areas like this, and I mean, yes, we just focused on one issue, but we can go into more detail. If you guys want to see more head-to-head stuff, let me know. I'll go into a dealership and I'll film stuff head-to-head. I know a lot of dealers in the area that would happily let me in there to film their machines, and we can do comparisons. We can do door seals, we can do dashes, we can do seats, we can do suspension components. There will be pros and cons of every machine, and there will be massive price differences as well. All I'm saying is, look at it logically, assess what makes sense to you, and be real with yourself. Should a brand like Polaris, who claims to be the #1 brand in the industry, be allowing stuff like that to slide through quality control at the price point that they want to sell their machines at? A lot of these higher end machines, now you might say, oh, you know, if you get their higher end machine, that's not there. Unacceptable. When you get a product from a manufacturer, their lower end product should still resemble the quality you would see in their higher end product. It might not have all the features, but you know, when you buy a cheaper car, do the doors leak? No, they don't. The doors seal on all the cars you get, whether you pay 15 grand for a used one or 150 grand for a nice top end new one. The door seals seal up. So I know it's a silly example, but it is a very good representation of mentality. Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video, leave me a comment, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Got a ton more content coming your way in the next little while. I'm gonna be dumping a lot of content out, trying to get caught up for spring and all the events and the rides we've got planned. 2025 shaping up to be a great year. If you'd like to help support the channel in any other way, head on over to our Shopify store, buy yourself some cool Team AJP merch and swag. It's a good way to help us fund new video projects. If you have ideas on videos or stuff you'd want to see, leave me a comment. It really helps me out. And like always, ride safe out there. We'll see you in the next video.